Hi guys, Tony Draper here from cashbuildingstrategies.com. Hope you're all well. I just wanted to put this quick presentation and video together for you because some people have been asking me about some of the basics of being able to set themselves up online, and I thought to myself, well, that's a fair point actually, because although I'm going to be going down the 7 hidden steps to online success, the fact is that I've already set my blog up, and therefore I've already got a domain name, and I've already got a host, and I've already obviously installed my WordPress blog and various other things. And those of you who have just joined me, you realise that I didn't even install that properly because I had problems with my comments. But actually that was to do with the theme rather than anything. So I thought, well, yeah, that's a fair point there. So really what I'll do then is I'll actually take you guys through some of the basics so that you can get yourselves to the same stage that I'm at. Because there's no point in me saying, well, I'm going to bring you along on the journey when actually we're not starting at the same level, or at least I'm not giving you an opportunity to get to that same level. So for the purpose of this video, this is what we're actually going to do. So what are the steps? We're going to search for a domain host. So this is actually someone or a company that actually will purchase those domains for you once you realize what domain you want, and then host that domain on their server. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but for this perspective, what it is just someone who's going to look after that domain name that you end up choosing. So we'll do a search for a domain host, and then we'll choose a domain host. If I'll be honest with you, there's one that I use all the time, so I'll do a search, but to be honest with you, I'll only really go through the one that I use. And the reason I use it is because it's so easy to use, so user friendly, and I've done the research on the prices, and this is no more expensive than anyone else. Then I'll go through signing up a new account with the domain host, and then how we search for a domain name. And once we've chosen that domain name, how we buy that. And then, although this sounds a little bit complicated, I'll show you how to point the domain at your server host. Now, at this point, you won't have a server host, but I have. So, whilst we're at this stage, I'll just show you how you can point your domain at your server host, which means that although it's being looked after by your domain host, it means that that domain is associated with your server host, which is where you put all your files, and the server host is the person that is the company that looks after your files, and you need to sort of link the two together. So it's all very basic, but I know for some of you that if you haven't done this before, this might be a bit new and a bit technical. But to be honest with you, just bear with me because it's not really technical. And as always, there'll be a comments box underneath the video, which you can always leave comments, ask those questions, and I'll get back to you. And what I'll do as well is I'll probably leave a link to the domain host that I use anyway for you, so that you can actually go straight to it rather than search for yourself, but that's up to you. So once again, this is going to be a video on how to set up a domain, and let's crack on. So welcome back. Right, okay, this is Google search engine, as you know, and I'm using Mozilla Firefox. That's my preferred internet browser, but it doesn't matter which one you actually use, because the fact is none of this is going to have any relation to the functionality of the web browser at the moment. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in domain hosts into Google and see what comes up. Now obviously there's quite a few here, and really it's just a case of going in and just having a look and seeing what actually appeals to you, really. Have a look at the prices, maybe have a look at what you actually get for your money. I mean, I'm just here 123 reg and cheap domains. There you go. So what have we got here? £2.79. Bearing in mind, if you're in the UK, got to have VAT on top. But you know, there's a domain search there. You can just search for a domain name. There's the prices, and then you can set up an account with them if they're the ones you're interested in. 123, there's another one. I mean, admittedly, I tried web hosting with 123. Wasn't very impressed with the usability, wasn't very impressed with the support that you get from them, but I'll leave that up to you to make your own decisions. And just so you know that some of the web hosting sites that you can use, i.e. those that hold your files for you, also do domain searches for you as well, and also hold the domains, so you can actually have a two-in-one. I tend to not go for that because I don't like the fact of keeping all my eggs in one basket. I do like to be able to quickly purchase my domain names and then point them at my web host. So there you go. So there's a couple, for example, that you could possibly use. I'm not actually going to use one of those. I'm actually going to use one which I always use, which is let me just type it in here. There you go, it's already in there. So I use a site called domainmonster.com.